Hello, happy Valentine's Day. This is an impromptu short. It's going to be a short video I just decided to do because we're not going to be doing our regularly scheduled pop culture or that Christian panel tonight. It is Wednesday night. We usually lately have been doing one or the other. But we are picking up with our regular schedule next week. So on Wednesday, the 21st, we'll have pop culture with myself and Mystery Chris, and we're going to be talking about representations of the Black family and Black people in television, entertainment films in the 1950s. We just did a 1950s episode, and then we thought, let's do something very much more specific. And so that's going to be fun. And then the following week, Wednesday, the 28th, we'll be back with that Christian panel, which I'm very excited about. But since I'm not doing one tonight, I just wanted to say hello and share my excitement about this video remake that I saw yesterday. And you may have already seen it by now. It went sort of viral. When I first saw it, it had not, it was just at that beginning. So it was funny to watch it throughout the day, how many views it got. Um, it's a remake of the Super Bowl ad, He Gets Us. And if you've watched any major sporting event the past few years, there's this organization. They seem to have somewhat, some people have told me I need to look into their funding. They have weird funding. I don't know. But they're called He Gets Us. They're presumably a Christian organization. They do spend a lot of money on these ads that they put out. But if you go to their website, I guess I'm in the camp of people who I kind of think there's a little something missing. I don't entirely think it's a bad thing that they're doing these ads. I get the point of that people are making that, well, they are, some people are saying, well, they are showing the love of Jesus. That's true. But I also understand the point that people who are criticizing the ads are making, which is that they seem to be leaving out the truth of Jesus. And so here, let me just, I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to add this to the screen and we'll watch the first one, the one I'm talking about first. So if you didn't see it, this is the one that aired during the Super Bowl. It's called He Gets Us. And it's here. Let's just do it.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart.
Somebody said in this part, how'd they get Danny Glover and Jeff Bridges?
We can live for 1,000 years.
Okay, so it's I had mixed opinions on it when it aired, and I shared my friend Samuel Say, who some of you know from Slow to Write. He had a very pointed opinion on it, and he was saying that this ad is sort of coming from, you're left with the perspective of us, like of Jesus worshiping us or something. And I could see where he's, it's sort of exalting the self. There's no transformation that we can see that's happening here. And nobody's being called to find Jesus, to give up their sin, to give up a life of sin. And there were others like Matt Walsh I saw who had some good points about, Jesus he washed the feet of the disciples. He didn't wash the feet of unrepentant sinners. When he did hang out with, and he did show love for sinners, he would tell them, go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. There was a message, there was a truth there with it. It wasn't just, it's like love and truth together. And so I was listening to all different opinions about it because I couldn't really put my finger on what was missing from this ad, but it just didn't feel right to me as, like, the message of God. And then I saw this amazing remake. So here, let's share this tab instead. Now this is by Jamie Bambrick. You can go and follow him on YouTube. I saw he tweeted about it this morning. He said, it just took me an hour to cut this together. I didn't expect it to go viral or anything. I was just trying to show an example of what I thought the ad should be. Like, what should the message be? What's missing, right? And this just hit. Now I'm warning you, this is, if you're a believer and you've had, you know what this is about, like the old self and the new self, you've had that experience, this might make you cry because it's pretty emotional. It's struck a chord with me. It made me cry. It made several people I know cry. So here we go. Just watch, think about the message in the first ad and the message in this ad.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We can live for 1,000 years.
Ah, it's so good. I love it. I've watched this probably 50 times. It just, yeah, Therese, this one is awesome. Yes, it just takes me back to that feeling of that, that transformation, that of what God can do for you. And some people I saw I think were misreading parts of it. Like someone said to me, why is he putting these things on par? Like, why is he putting lesbian activists on par with jihadists, or, this on par? I'm like, it's not, they're not doing that. Or Dawkins, somebody said, why are they putting former Dawkins right-hand man on par with a jihadist? Like, they're not, none of this is about being on par. This is about transformation. It's like showing who people were. What a great transformation to come from, from this to believer. They could have put any of the famous and loud atheists who've converted. They could have had Ayan Hirsi Ali in this. It's about transformation. It's not about saying these lifestyles are all the same and equally, bad, or or equally sinful, or it's not that. It's about how Jesus can change you. And what he did in this remake at the end was just perfect. He doesn't just get us, he saves us, he redeems us. And he ends with some some of you were such, right? I'm getting it wrong, the pair, but it's that line about, like, some of you were like this, some of you were those people, and this, like, this because you've been through this, like, you had this transformation and it changed everything. And I think it's just a beautiful ad. Imagine if that ad aired, and how many people would see that and be touched. I think even there were some people when I shared it on Twitter. Thank you. As such were some of you. Thank you, John. There were some people who said, I'm not even Christian. This ad is just really emotional. And I was like, yeah, I think if it hits you and you're not a believer, if it hits you also, it's because it's speaking to something, I think, inside of you that senses a little bit of, that senses truth there, or love there, or something real, And yeah, I just love it. What a great remake. Um Mike says that ad would be deemed hateful by mainstream. Oh yeah, I'm sure they would find a way to criticize it. How dare you criticize the people's former selves or old selves that they were happy to shed, right? That they were happy. Um, yeah, they would find a way to be upset about it. But I love that ad. I hope you go check it out. Give Jamie Brambridge more views. Let's see where it's at today. Because like I said, I've watched it like 50 times, and I kept logging in there, and I was like, oh my goodness, lots of people. It's going really fast. Hold on, Jamie Bambrick, that's his name. It's a He put it on Twitter also, so that's even more views. The YouTube version has 222,000 views today. That's crazy. There are people in there like, I pledged $250 right now towards airing this ad. People are like, put this on television. And people are listing what they used to be. I could do that. Former social justice warrior, former fornicator, former murderer, you know. It's true. Had an abortion. Um, Former drunk. Former all of these things. Do you know what I mean? What? There's a nerdrotic raid? Ah, you guys, why are you here? Well, I already played the video. Should we play it one more time for the new people? You guys, we are just doing a short, quick video because it's Valentine's Day and I'm not doing my regular stream. My husband and I are going to the doctor, and then we're going to have a beautiful Valentine's Day. So I'm not doing my stream tonight. But there's so many people here. Let's watch Jamie Bambridge's ad. Let's do it again. I can't believe this. Okay, you're here for a reason. Let's put this ad back on. We were talking about this remake and how creative this guy is. So if you just joined me here, I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl ad, he gets us, but this guy, Jamie Bambridge, he made a remake called He Saves Us. And if you've seen the first one, I just want you to compare the message in the two. Here, let's watch this.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We can live for 1,000 years.
Okay, that's it. That's the remake. We watched it again since there's 1,500 people here. What did you think of it? Let me know. Carolyn is here too. Wow. Don't forget to subscribe, everyone. Yeah, and don't forget to go visit Jamie Bambridge. That's who made this. His YouTube channel. Maybe I can figure out how to set up a raid to his channel. I don't think he's streaming right now. Jamie Bambridge on YouTube. He's a channel. He's got like 7,000 subscribers. He made this video and it went viral because people were just responding to it like, yeah, I see myself in that. I see my former self in that. What a beautiful message. Jesus doesn't just get us. He saves us. He transforms us. He changes us. He changed my whole life. And he said he spent an hour making that. He never expected it to go viral. And now look at all the people that have seen that. So it made me think of that Bible verse about how God can use anything for good. So even if you are one of the people who didn't like the first ad, he gets us, or you thought there was something missing, like I did. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was like, there's something missing here. Look, it was used for this. It was used for this beautiful remake. So, okay, that's it. Good to see you guys. Yeah. Oh, and our kitty 83. I recognize you, lady. She says, I'm not a Christian, but that's incredibly sweet and beautiful. Yeah, that's a good ad, right? Because I saw some other people saying I'm not a believer, but that made me emotional. And I'm like, yeah, because you see the transformation of all these people. There's a joy there. Um, Anthony Buck. That was awesome. It was. Oh, I will fight you naked is here for $2. Says, I love how this will enrage the shitbag people. Yeah, they will get pretty mad. They're like, former transgender, how dare you? That'd probably upset them. Robert broke her for $10. Thanks for the super chat. Says Nerdrotic Raid. I had no idea what was happening. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, X-Ray Girl. Thank you, Carolyn, for dropping in. I hope you're having a beautiful Valentine's Day. Jester Roanoke for 99 cents and a super sticker. Thank you so much. John, hi, Carolyn. I just saw your interview with Keri. I'm a little behind. If you haven't seen it, Carolyn, who is here in the chat, I did get to interview her about her cancellation. If you go to the deprogrammed interview section, you can check that one out. It's been a while since I've talked to Gary and some of these other folks, but there are some old interviews in the archives. If you're here from Geeks and Gamers, Friday Night Tights, Nerdrotic, that whole world, yeah, check out the interview I did with Gary, also I've been able to speak with Odin. We do for anyone here who's a believer, we do a cheesy Christian panel every other Wednesday. I'm not doing it tonight. That's why we did this little impromptu short video. But we do it every other Wednesday. And it's myself, Brahma Bull, Odin from OMB Reviews, Michelle from Force of Light. And then we have special guests, like we've had Gothics, we've had WDW Pro, and Flora from Under a Rock. We had a very erudite Muppet. And so it's a place where people can come and hang out and talk about cheesy God stuff if maybe they don't do that on their regular channel, but they want a place to have those conversations once in a while. You're always welcome here, and you're welcome in the chat, even if you're not a believer. Everyone is welcome to join. So, yeah, I hope you'll check that out. Okay. I feel bad leaving with so many people here, but I have to go. I've got to go to the doctor. It's this is my romantic Valentine's Day. I have a doctor's appointment. Guy Vermectin for $5. Thank you. Says, I'll never forget your quote from FNT. Identity is a poor substitute for character. It is. That's what a lot of the social justice woke people do. Is you can see them trying to put something in that hole, that space where having a personality or a character goes. And so they come up with all these other, oh yeah, I gotta go to the doctor. I'm going. That's my husband. But they come up with all these other things they cling to, like race or sex or sexuality, or and some people cling to things other than those immutable characteristics. They cling to. I used to cling to. People cling to things that they've either failed at or succeeded at, or they cling to things that happen to them, awful things that happen to them, or things people have done to them, and they're like, "That's who I am. That's my identity," and they get stuck in that. And it's like, that's not who you are. That's what you've some success you had in your life is not who you are. Some failure you had is not who you are. And certainly your race, sex, sexuality, none of that stuff is who you are. So I think if a big cure for woke would just be these people learning like who they really are and without all these labels. Okay. Get to the doctor now. Yeah, that was my husband. I gotta go. We have a doctor's appointment. Okay. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Nerdrotic. Thank you, X-Ray Girl. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.